welcome to the PentaRez podcast. I'm your host, CaroByte, or Caroline, and I'm here with Missfujikawa, Purple, Suto, and Turtle. And today we're going to be talking about some new Overwatch updates that might be coming on Tuesday, or I guess when this podcast might be uploaded, might be the day before. So you guys can let us know if we got anything right, if we got anything wrong, and definitely we'll be coming with you with another podcast down the next week, so that you can see what we ended up liking, if our opinions stayed, what we ended up changing, or what we ended up thinking about this new update. So I'm going to go ahead and bring everyone in, and we're going to talk about some cool new Overwatch stuff. One of the first things, I guess we should talk about the big things that are going to happen. The number one thing that, there's two things that are the big things and the things that I'm most excited about, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. But the first one I definitely want to talk about is Junkertown. We got it completely random, although we did expect something, we just didn't know what it was gonna be. And when they did announce it, they dropped this amazing animation that shows us a bit of Junkrat's personality and Roadhog's personality, and along with that they did announce and show us the comic. So what do you guys think about that? Because I was pretty excited.
I like Junkertown.
You like it?
It speaks my inner rat.
Inner rat, yeah! Have you guys gotten to play it on PTR yet? Have any of you guys gotten to play it? No?
I don't really do PTR unless it's with people, and Purple doesn't like me enough to play PTR.
Well, upon request of Caroline, because of the podcast, she didn't want us to go on it, PTR.
Well,
and for the podcast related reasons.
It's true.
And
it's very true.
And you wanted to do Junkrat golf. As soon as it was released.
Yes, I did. As soon as the Junkertown is released for everyone, not just PTR, I do want to do a Junkrat golf on the with a bunch of people.
Which is essentially you have to propel yourself with your mine, and it's first to get to the end point. I did it once previously with one person, but I feel like it would be more fun.
No, that's pretty.
We did it in Watch Point Gibraltar, and it was good because it was a long map, and I feel like Junkertown is going to be like, I mean, as a person who plays Junkrat a lot, you can see so many opportunities that you'll be able to utilize on this map. So I'm excited. It looks nice. I haven't gotten to play it either yet, though. I've heeded my advice as to not go on PTR and just keep it a good surprise until it finally drops. You know?
Yeah, I want to see what the I've seen gameplay on it a little bit from what do you call it? Guy who does Tyrion. Forgot his name.
Oh, Muso?
No, yeah, there you go, Muso.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Zilbrat?
No, not Zilbrat. Well, Zilbrat.
The Australian crew.
Yeah, all of them playing it. They're like, yes!
No, I watched music when he was at the GameCon to actually the map, and in the middle they have that big crusher with the Omnix bodies in it. I want to look at that because
the Omnic fighting and the Queen.
Fucking gruesome, even if it's robot.
That's such a good thing to bring up, because to be honest, there's so many little Easter eggs and little rooms that you can go into in this map. I feel like this one's gonna be one of the best so far to actually explore and find so many new little things that we're gonna like a lot. It looks really, really nice. I'm excited, and to have another map with more moving things that you can utilize to your advantage, I'm super excited.
Just imagine a Torb turret, Symmetra turrets, Bastion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awful.
And this is a good day to be a Torb main.
Just imagine Torb and Orisa on the freaking moving thing.
Objects, yeah. It just keeps going round and round and round and round.
Oh my god.
Torbjorn, ready for auction. Come get your Uber on the point.
I've had that happen to me on, I think it was Volskaya Industries. I've had Torbjorns put their turret on the moving platform that moves through half of the map.
But personally, I don't feel like that's as bad though, because you can just kind of, all right, we're gonna shield for like 5 seconds and
then continue on.
And then it's like, okay, well,
they leave.
You just have Torbjorn hammering the turret all the way around. It's like, he's only there like 50, like not even 50% of the time. It's like on the point for like 5% of that trip.
Yeah.
Even as Purple yesterday on his stream when we were doing like the 3v3 and 4v4, I was annoying the fuck out of him and his team.
Oh no!
Yeah. You wouldn't die.
Oh
I
no!
wouldn't because I'm a good Torb. I know when to leave.
Yeah.
I think
So-
Torbs are gonna like this map a lot. That's true.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of characters that can like take advantage of the verticality of that map, because especially like after you get through the first point, there's a lot of like verticality in a very narrow area. So heroes like, I think like Winston and Doomfist will have a really easy time, and Genji as well, probably.
In some of those
because
moments.
they can go up and down.
Yeah.
A lot of they can jump up, get
They're
to safety,
very, very mobile.
jump up and attack people, drop down, jump back up. I don't know if Farah will have as much of an easy time because she won't be able to be up as high away from people in comparison to other maps.
There's
Yeah,
also
so
all
you go
those
to the
like
second
skyscrapers. So with all
Yeah.
those open windows, Roadhog can get her with his hook.
I feel like that tends to be a lot of the different, especially maps that have one outdoor section, one indoor section. Farah's tend to not do that great because there's moments where it's like, oh no, they're vulnerable, and they can only be vulnerable in these moments. So
Well, then
especially
we
in
have
those indoor rooms for Junkertown.
Too far and still fucking annoy you.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Sombra is going to be a pain in the neck.
It's
on
gonna
that map
be
as well.
fantastic. Oh my
Sombra's
god.
always a pain in the neck, but
I mean, with Sombra doing so fantastic on maps like Volskaya Industries, I feel like she will thrive beautifully in something like Junkertown, and I
thing
can't
is-
wait to see that competitively, especially in World Cups or in the BlizzCon playoffs that's gonna happen. If it's live them and they allow them to use it there, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how the pros are gonna utilize the map to their full extent.
I feel like Sombra is notoriously known for only being really used well on 2CP, at least in pro level. Especially Hanamura and Volskaya,
Yeah.
because of the big health packs that are near there. But I wonder if, because of the map that it is and where some of the health packs are located on that map, if that will be able to be used for Sombra, like in a higher level / like pro level play.
Yeah, pro. Yeah. Yep. I'm excited to see how a lot of the, especially big names that we know that are amazing Sombra mains. I'm excited to see what they end up doing when we see them live on Twitch doing some type of competitive play, because I feel like that's going to be exciting. It's going to be like an eye opener. Especially for a new map, because they tend to think so out of the box that it's like, oh crap, did they just do that? That works so well, kind of thing. So you'll be able to learn a lot from it. I'm excited. I'm super duper excited. And Junkrat and Roadhog are ones that have such unique characters. Like, they're just unique people. So it's kind of cool to see like another window into their world and into where they come from and why they are the way they are, you know?
I just want to point out that I loved in the comic and the animation they did was they made all of it's in Australia, right? I'm not
Yeah.
okay.
It's apocalyptic Australia.
Yeah,
Nuked
isn't Australia
Australia.
just already apocalyptic with how deserty and deadly it is? Like,
Hey, there's other
honestly-
desert places in the world.
yeah, but not as unique as Australia with people who just continually scream kangaroo at you.
Well, I think 9 of the 10.
Ah, you fucking kangaroo!
I feel like 9 of the 10 poisonous or like most deadly snakes.
Are in Australia.
9 out of 10 are
They
dead.
have a fucking spider that combines all other spiders' venom. Like,
What?
Yeah, like
Did you
pretty
not
much
know
everything that is in the top 10 of things that can kill you quickly
Are
lives
in
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah,
Oh
Australia-
Live there all the
no.
time.
Yeah.
I guess you get used to it.
Australia is fucked because they have a spider. I don't know what it's called. They have a spider that
Black
literally
Widow?
has no deadlier. They have a spider that has Black Widow and like the other different poisonous spiders. They have all of their poisons. Like
Oh my
they
God.
combine it into their own poison, and it's fucked.
Oh my god, yeah, no. Australia,
No.
you're okay a second ago, but now I'm scared.
No, they're okay because they have koalas, which are huggable, and I love them and I want them.
Aw.
Recently, a koala was stuck on a truck for 16 kilometers and it survived.
Oh my god.
Like, it was clinging onto the axle of the
That's
wheel
how you
and
know Australia has like pro level animals. This koala was like, no, I need my life.
Koalas are fucking parkourists.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think animals still exist in the apocalyptic Australia that exist in Overwatch?
I mean, we have Roadhog and Junkrat, so.
But they're not.
I feel like
I say yes first.
I feel like
I
a
don't
lot of
think
animals,
yeah.
or like even if they probably have more advanced like
Radioactive
what's the word?
hybrid animals now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but I also have a lot of more animals in captivity and nature reserves, because I feel like they would advance in that way as well, because it's supposed to be a futuristic version of our world now, but like I feel like conservation acts would improve as well as captivity, because the animals are endangered.
No,
Possibly.
we have the space colony, which we're experimenting on monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
And
And Bastion has a
Winston.
bird. What, like a normal
Dogs on the
bird?
map, like we see dogs and we can pet them.
Aw. But people would get distracted the
I
entire
wish.
time.
Exactly.
People would be like, "Why aren't you on the point?" And they go to your
But
death
Pupper,
cam, and it's like you're petting this dog.
I have
Dude,
to pet the pupper.
If someone were to get mad at me about petting a fucking dog, I'd be just like, "Fuck you, man!
Right?
I want to pet this dog. It's better than you."
The person yells at
You
everyone else and then
keep
sees you.
going.
It's like, "Oh no, he's petting the dog. It's okay. He's fine."
That's probably why they haven't
Put animals.
put animals in it.
There's, I'm pretty sure. No, maybe I'm thinking about something else. I feel like there was actually birds on a map once, though.
I think there are birds on like Eichenwald and a couple different maps that it makes sense for. I think you can actually shoot the birds, but they'll like
my
dodge
God.
it.
They'll fly off or something. I have a feeling that, like, I feel like I've seen that. I might be wrong though. If I'm wrong, I'll probably like put it on the screen right now or something. But
Or if you're right, you're gonna show it
the
actually.
birds,
happening.
they're the birds. They're here. They exist.
Put the red circle on it, like those clickbait photos.
Yeah, right here. And there's actually nothing there.
Birds that
It was
birds
here all
exist
along.
in Overwatch.
Maybe it's because I hear sounds, because there are, I like, that's
Yeah,
one of
there's
the
a lot of ambient
things that I
sounds.
love about Overwatch. Yeah, there's a lot of binaural ambient sounds, so you can still hear your surroundings. Maybe I'm just thinking
Like,
about them, but they're not
You
actually
don't
there.
think about it a lot of the time when you're playing in a game. There's a lot of fighting going on, but if you load up a map in a custom game, you don't like you hear a lot of things you wouldn't remember. So I wonder what that sounds like for Junkertown. Is like there's a lot of like I don't know, kind of like rustic kind of a little bit machinery, and there's like the Junkertown battle bot area and that.
Blizzard does a lot of good things when it comes to ambience and noises, especially like because I play World of Warcraft, which I'm playing right now. But if you just sit and stop, you can literally hear every little thing.
Yeah, it gets
around
beautiful
you, and
sometimes. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing what they do. Just the smallest details is pretty great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always liked that.
Yeah, in that video they made, they were like, "Oh, we went to some place and got a bunch of sounds. So, like, we even got the flies on the mics, so there
That's-
should be sounds there."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always been nice because they really put so much effort into making this game a high quality, nice game. Like
Yeah.
it's always cool for me to think about it because it's like they're making so much money and they know that their game's so big. You would think that they would be like, "Oh, we're good as it is right now. Let's just keep milking it in or something." But no, they have so much like passion and love for what they've created that they keep making it better and keep making it more and keep adding new things and keep changing things up and keep
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to serve to the players, and that's always nice
And
because I hate seeing games that just kind of give up because they made enough money, and this is not one of those games at all.
It's pretty great because Blizzard takes into consideration everyone else's needs and wants.
Yes.
Like with Blizzard, they go up and beyond everything because with Blizzard or with I keep saying Blizzard, with Overwatch, it's the little sounds, it's the new maps, it's the details they put into the maps and all the little Easter eggs they put into it. And especially you could see that, holy shit, why is everything pink? What the fuck?
Did you
I don't-
your computer just crash?
So my game is for some reason all pink. I don't know.
Oh no.
Anyways,
Speaking
When
of
I-
updates, and go ahead. You finish.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say because when I go out, whenever they do updates or patches, they do amazing things. Like with the patch on World of Warcraft, they added a fucking planet that we go to.
They
Blizzard's
obviously
so
care.
nice about that. Yes.
They obviously care a lot about their games, but it might be just a vocal minority. But it seems like a lot of people, for when updates come out, especially when it comes to characters, there's always like people just angry in the comments, the forums, the video, all those things, like especially with the 2 new updates that are major for this one.
Fucking mercy.
Like, I wonder why that is. Is
Yeah,
it a majority of people, or is it a vocal minority?
This is the part that I kind of like. I hated it at first, and then I kind of loved it after Jeff explained it a bit in the production update that he posts the majority of the time before he does a big update. So this new Mercy rework, I was gonna say buff, and I kind of also wanted to say nerf, but it's a good rework. It's different.
I call it a buff.
It's different. It's new. It's something they really haven't done before, like completely switching a character the way that they just did. But I like the way that Jeff said it, because he did talk a lot. He brought up a lot of pointers that people, especially on Reddit, I feel like he was reading the most on the forums of Blizzard and the Reddit Overwatch forums, because a lot of the things that people were complaining about how much of a gimmick it was to PentaRez when they almost had a team kill, like they're finally pushing this damn payload, and then Mercy just comes in and reses the team again, and now you're back to square one, That really pissed off a lot of people, and I could see how that was probably a bad gimmick. My thing is, especially for us people that do play Mercy the majority of the time, it was what made her Mercy, So I can see why there's people who love it who didn't play Mercy, and then people who hate it who did play Mercy because that was all that Mercy was about, Go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people that played Mercy and only thought that is what Mercy was, like they weren't wrong, but I don't feel like that was.
I don't think it was all that Mercy was about. Yeah.
Think about this disconnect. Like, you play Mercy, right? You're healing people. You're doing a lot of healing. You're going back and forth. You're trying not to die. You're keeping your tank up. You switch into the soldier, keeping him up. Then you get your res. Stop doing your job.
Yeah.
Go high.
You don't get anything out of
But
it.
if you don't do that, you're playing Mercy wrong.
Yeah.
But you're also, that's how you're
apparently playing Mercy wrong.
Oh, there's a Genji coming in. I need to hide. If I stay here, I'm not doing my job by healing my team. But if I don't leave, I'm not doing my job in rezzing the team.
Yeah. I guess that's where I came in a little different, because I have such a different way of playing. I mean, I'm pretty reckless with playing Overwatch in general, with any character that I like playing. Such a reckless any character. Yeah. So
it's okay. I'm a reckless Reinhardt.
Oh boy, I love pocketing reckless Reinhardts.
Yeah, but think about this. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
You have a reckless Reinhardt or a very aggressive player, like a Roadhog. Very good example for this, because he can kind of buff himself. But he goes down first because he's being reckless, but he got like a kill or 2 kills, or like a kill and made someone low. You res him. Now you're back at 6, and there might be at 4 at this point.
Yeah.
Then, like, in the fight, you can just keep that person going. You don't have to hide. You can stay
exactly.
If there's not a disconnect between, there's this way I play when I don't have res.
Yeah.
There's this way I play when I have res.
Yeah.
Now, you can just jump in. You can res 2 people if you have your ult, which is
and then go in and get some kills.
You can go in and get some kills. You can just damage boost people, like 4 or 5 people at a time.
Yep.
And then you can keep it up.
And this is what I'm excited. Go ahead, Suto. Go ahead.
But there's also a problem with that if you think about it, because we have such problems already with Pharmacy.
So this is going to be even more crazy for Pharmacy.
Yeah, it's just going to full on pocket them to where we're going to damage boost them, we're going to heal them, and then when they die, we just res them, just do it all over again every 30 seconds, blah, 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 blah. Never going to get a kill.
Yeah. But this is the thing, though. You have to have a good Pharah in general. And I don't want to bash people who play Pharah a lot of the times, but the majority of Pharahs that I've ever met or have played with, especially been Pharmacy with on Overwatch, aren't actually that great. So sure, it sounds scary. Oh my God, there's a ulting Mercy and she's Pharmacy with another Pharah. Sure, that sounds scary, but only if that Pharah is actually getting those picks. And then not only that, but that means Mercy might be wasting her ult because she's up there with the Pharah instead of boosting the 4 other people that could be below her. And that's my own opinion, because you can play Mercy so many different ways now with this rework than you could before. And I feel like this is also going to knock out a lot of people who played Mercy because, quote unquote, she was easy or this and that, because now there's so much more thought and
There's
so
more
much more strategy that you have to put into playing her and playing her good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like the other day I was watching a bunch of EVA and his commentary about it, of what he thought about it, and he said it seems better. Damn. And
Yeah.
he is like the only top 500 Mercy, or at least the one that's really only notable one.
Yeah, you know his name from listening to it.
Yeah, and it's like just seeing some of his background footage is he just seems to have an easier time than he had before because he can always be in the fight. He doesn't have to play passively. He can go in and do a lot more. It feels like you can carry your team more, because before, Mercy's skill floor was so low that anybody could play Mercy. They might not be a great Mercy, but anybody could play a Mercy. It's opposite with playing like even another lower skill floor hero like Reinhardt. No offense, Suto. But most people can play Reinhardt and hold a shield up. Most people can play Reinhardt and hold a shield up, but a good Reinhardt will do a lot of work. He'll charges, he'll get
good
hits,
Reinhardt thinks about
Oh, like I
it.
did yesterday.
get alt charge, things like that. But a Mercy, on the other hand, can just kind of exist, get some res off. But like if they're a good Mercy, they're gonna get a ton of reses off. Now, a good Mercy is gonna be like more valued, because if you can still play Mercy and be, you know, okay. But if you're not resing at the right time, you're not shifting around, you're not being safe, using your ult well, getting those quick reses and making sure you don't die during your ult, because you're not invincible anymore when you go to res someone. You can still get picked out of the air by a good widow or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like this will give you, especially with this rework, I feel like there's a lot more resistance now. You don't have to be that scared Mercy. I mean, I never was. Again, I was pretty freaking reckless. But
see, I feel like this fits your style and a lot of Mercy's styles, because you want to be in the fight. You want to help your team. You don't want to be like,
exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna sit over here. You guys go ahead, just die on the point.
I feel like this is something, especially me and Neri know the most, because I always told Neri, if I'm just the Mercy, I feel like I'm down one member of the team. Every other support character can really put in work when it comes to helping out the team, getting kills, booping people, or doing whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Zenyatta snipes amazingly. Symmetra doesn't count because she's a freaking defense character. Like,
don't let Widow hear you say that.
It's real.
No,
it's
she's
true.
an offense hero.
Yeah, to be honest. But it was always picking this old Mercy. You really were. You were down a member of your team, and the only reason it was okay to pick the old Mercy was because you could get those reses in. You could res, and you had to make sure you got those reses in, because if not, you let down your team. If you couldn't get that double, if you couldn't get that quad, if you couldn't get the penta that's right in front of you, then that's it. It's really hard to really mess up as the old Mercy. Now that you can be this new Mercy, I feel like battles are gonna have to change. People are gonna have to rethink it, because they're gonna be more scared of the Mercy, and I feel like more people are gonna be like, shit, we need this character to make sure that we can get that Mercy out, because she's really gonna put in work now, They're
also gonna have to think more about who they're gonna res.
Yes.
It's usually will be the first person that goes down. You're gonna res them immediately,
because you'll have that res back in 20.
That's gonna prolong fights, right? Think about Doomfist or Reaper or Widow or Hanzo. People that can get really quick picks right off the fight.
Yes.
You get that pick, right? But then you start to push in, and Mercy's like, haha, I'm gonna res that person.
Yep.
That was just a prank.
This is what I love, because it sounds a little crappy at first. You're listening, you're like, okay, she can only res, but she can res only one person and only every 20 seconds. But then if you think about it,
seconds.
And that's whoa,
30 seconds. But
30?
10, it drops to 10.
That's even worse. But if you really think about it, I feel like people who hated the PentaRez should be even more upset about this one, because now I'm just gonna keep popping it and keep bringing people up whenever I have the chance, And my thing is, there shouldn't be someone dying right after you res another person, because you're working on healing these other people as well. So I feel like you'll have good timing, and if you're a good Mercy, you know how you're healing. You're not just pocketing one person that entire time. You know that you're spreading it out nice and even. And if you're a good Mercy, you're keeping these people alive. And if one person dies, it must have been a snipe, it must have been, I don't know, a Junkrat bomb in their face, like a concussion mine of some sort. Then you can just easily res and keep everyone healed anyways, There shouldn't be a moment where you really do need that multi-res, now that you're you're more capable as a Mercy, I feel. I feel that a lot. That this is gonna be...
I find it scary now too, because you can now do that you can res the most important person on your team every 30 seconds.
Mhm.
And then at the same time, she'll also turn into a fucking Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And just fire.
Valkyrie
down.
mode.
Even though they
That's
nerf
it.
her damage, she still does a lot of damage with that ult.
Mhm.
Like,
And
it's not
it's
super
pretty
viable
scary.
to rush up and nano boost the Mercy
Yeah.
and she goes retaps everyone.
Mhm.
But
Also,
God.
didn't they keep her with unlimited ammo? She doesn't have to
Yeah.
reload
No.
anymore?
I think they got rid of that.
They had it for a bit, right? Okay. I had a
think that
feeling.
it was originally, it was like a 50% damage boost.
And
plus
then
no-
unlimited ammo, yeah.
yeah.
But I
So,
think they gave her
the color
back
was nano
reloading.
boost, so it's 150 damage boost.
Yikes.
And if you hit a headshot and body shot, that's a kill.
Oh my god, that
You hit
sounds
3
amazing
bodies.
actually. Now you can actually nano a Mercy.
No, the thing is, that's what it was before.
Mhm.
But that was overpowered because you couldn't hit her at all
Yeah.
because they nerfed her speed a little bit on her flight,
Okay.
which seemed fair.
Mhm.
But then they made her have to reload, and I think they kept the damage
Mhm.
the same.
See,
So
at
you
that
can still
point
do
now-
that, but you can't just blast through an entire team by yourself.
She's now just a fucking flying soldier ult.
Yeah, everyone was
that's what
saying
I
that.
was
Everyone was saying healer soldier 76. It was just a
Soldier
flying.
76.
They gave him wings. That's it.
The thing is, though, like, it's not necessarily viable for Mercy to rush in and
Mhm.
kill everybody with her ult.
Mhm.
But she's healing her team. Oh, there's a Widow up here. Let me fly and pop her in the head a few times. And then you just go back to your team, and the Widow's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
What? Yeah.
How am I supposed to
Exactly.
She's really hard to hit still.
Mhm.
Like, if you can get, like, a good hook or, like, a Junkrat ults to counter it.
Then maybe.
Because Junkrat ult is very bad, a very good counter
Yeah.
against the Mercy ult.
Mhm.
Because he can just kind of charge her, and she's gonna have a hard time hitting that because it's so fast.
Mhm. It's fast, and he still has that distance. Like, he can't freaking fly with his ult anymore, where he could have the tire practically flying up walls and things like that. But he can use the map to his advantage to really take out this Mercy if she's in Valkyrie mode. If they're a good junk. I'd love to see this happen. I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun play of the games that we're going to see on Reddit or something. I feel like those will be exciting.
Would be good at taking her out too, because if he can hook her in,
Hmm.
and if he has his own Mercy or Zenyatta, she's probably dead.
Yeah, I feel if for the beginning half, especially when this patch does come out, I feel like for the beginning half, there's going to be a lot of Roadhogs are going to be happy because Mercies aren't going to be used to this at first. No one's going to be that great, especially, I mean, maybe if they were practicing on PTR the entire time. But I'm pretty sure that not too many people who were Mercies before are going to be used to this new Mercy, so there are probably going to be a lot of people dying. And then a lot of Roadhogs and a lot of other people that can get these easy picks happy because they can pick out these bad Mercies. But then after we start getting the hang of it, it's going to be like, oh crap, I underestimated how good someone could actually be with these abilities now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how this is gonna work. And there's so many new things that I feel like little aesthetic things. Okay, so my favorite aesthetic thing that they're bringing in is the whole idea of being able to see who's dead, and you see the little picture now. Because I feel like that was just stupid that I couldn't see it before. Like, people would be like, res me, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. There's three people. there's three people that are all spread out, which sucks because I told you guys all to die together. And all of you guys are yelling me to res you, and I don't know who's dead. Who's on the floor dead in front of me right now? I wouldn't know, especially if your dead body is glitched into a stairwell or something, or it's really hard to make you out because you're fading fast at the moment. Like, it was just difficult. Or I guess in the worst scenarios was when it was you're still in the heat of the battle and there's still a lot of enemies still there and you want to res someone and you don't know if you should go fly to res the tank that's behind you or you should stay here and res whoever's yelling at you to res at the moment. So I feel like it'll be really nice, and it'll be a nice touch more to be able to see these pictures now and be like, oh, that's a Tracer that's dead, that's a Junkrat that's dead, there's a Rhine behind me that's dead, who am I gonna res?
Look, that's our Hanzo that hasn't done anything this whole game. Let's not res him.
him.
Let's not res him.
Please.
He'll be spamming in the chat, res. He'll be yelling on mic.
Oh god, get
All the Genjis.
I need resing.
Yeah.
I need resing.
Yeah.
It's not
Heal
30
me.
seconds,
Heal
I just
me.
resed you.
Heal me.
I
Yeah.
died again. Res me. Alt and res me.
You'll find a
What kind of
Doomfist
games have
once in a
you guys
while.
been playing? Jesus.
Oh, no, Neri, please tell me you haven't.
Lucked out. No. Every Genji I've ever played with are sweethearts.
Oh, I've had some pretty bad Genjis. I've had some pretty bad Doomfist as well, and I like that because then the rest of the teams like Doomfist, you should be getting defensive health from fighting. If you're dying right now, that means you're not being that good of a Doomfist.
You're not hitting anything.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't gotten any hit, please, Doomfist.
Or like a Reaper, I'm just like, bro, that's your whole thing. Like you literally,
you're up behind the enemy as Reaper.
Yeah.
You should know where the health packs are, and I'm not gonna fly across the entire battle through the enemy team to you.
What do you mean? The people are the health packs.
Exactly.
If
That
you
means
see
you're
a
not getting
Winston,
any picks.
Ooh, big health pack.
Yes, very, very big health pack.
Basically.
Yep, exactly. This is gonna be exciting. I'm excited to see how this is gonna work. I'm really excited to see how people are gonna change up the meta. I don't even want to say the meta because there really isn't a meta anymore, but how people change up team comps and what they end up choosing and how they're gonna play now. I feel like it'll change things a little bit. I'm hoping it will.
think so.
No?
I don't think
Because
so.
we know people are assholes when it comes to team comp.
You think so?
Hey guys, we need a good team comp. Everyone choose CPS.
Yeah.
I guess quick
Just
play
like-
team comps are gonna be the same. I feel like that's never gonna change.
Oh,
You're always gonna have a
absolutely.
Hanzo with a Widow, with a Genji, with a Bastion of some sort, and then you're a
Comp kinda
tank
does
and a
the
healer.
Comp sometimes still does that.
That's always so
Yeah.
sad. So that's my thing. I don't know. I'm still like my initial thoughts, especially when they announced this Mercy, I was upset because they changed so much. And when where change comes, there's always people that are gonna be a little iffy towards it. So I'm still
Change.
I'm still
Honestly, I'm gonna offend a lot of people with this, but I
Go
think
ahead.
the people that are most upset about these changes are people that aren't all that good Mercies in the first place.
You think so? Yeah.
Like, I honestly
you're
think,
immediately-
I'm sorry if I'm offending people here, but it's like,
No.
I want to sit there and do nothing
Mhm.
with friends.
I mean, yeah. Why do you think I play her?
Oh no.
I'm
But
super offended right now.
No, I'm not offended at all because I feel so much more better about it now.
Because if you're still a good Mercy after this change, it
Mhm.
means you were a really good Mercy before.
Mhm.
If you can't play Mercy and you could only play the old way,
Mhm.
it means you probably don't play with a lot of thought. You know
Mhm.
how to do things: heal, dodge. Well, three things: heal, dodge, and res.
Mhm.
That's it.
I feel
Now
like,
you
yeah.
have to think:
Yeah.
what's important? Where should I be? When should I ult? Who should I res? When should I res? How quickly should I res?
Which is exactly what we were wanting to do anyways and getting yelled at for doing, and now we get to do it and do it with thought and do it with person.
Mercy,
Yeah.
go high. Like I find
Mercy, why'd you solo res? And it's like, what? No, to be honest, okay, so I had that in a comp game the other day, and I had to tell this person that, Mercy's gonna only have solo res soon. I don't know why you're yelling at me. And it was really funny because he kind of shut up for a second, and then everyone else was like, yeah, dude, you don't know about this? So I feel like we kind of called him out, and I think he didn't know. He didn't know at all. I think he had his own like existential moment where he was like, oh shit, what do you mean they're only gonna have solo reses? That was fun. That was funny. But yeah, I feel like now that I've been able to try it out a bit, I tried it out before. I tried it out when Chateau Gilead came out on PTR, and I got a good sense of it. I mean, how do you feel, Neri? Because you play Mercy as much as I do. What do you feel about this? And how are you gonna utilize this? Because we're not gonna get the old Mercy back. So
Yeah. I am in.
yeah, I feel like everyone's like.
I mean, I don't know. Like personally, me, I kind of like I guess now the old Mercy. Like I enjoy. I'm not one. Fuck. How do I explain it?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, the way you played Mercy was always. I mean, it was very similar, but you also was a very active healer, active powering up, making sure that people like you looked around you constantly and things like that. So now that you have this chance to battle and this chance to be a bit more aware
Aggressive.
and aggressive and be there with your team and helping out your team. What do you feel about that? Like how do you
See, that's the thing is that I am not a very aggressive person.
exactly?
Like I don't
know. The other
play
night you were
aggressively.
really upset about Caroline for killing you twice.
Oh, no, that was
I would have loved to hear this from her point of view, because that was really funny. I didn't even know I was picking her off, but I did it so many times, and I was a Mercy, so that was fun.
Exactly, because like Caroline normally sucks, and I'm joking.
I don't know. You both
Let's go 1v1 right now.
Bet Caroline.
I think I'm the best Mercy here. I have like 6 hours on her.
Only 6? Wow.
Boy.
Oh my God.
You mean 6? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa. That's
Like,
more than me, bro.
Think about this, right?
Mhm.
Mercy was not played at all in pro or master.
It
/
was.
grandmaster
No,
level.
yeah, exactly. So
At all.
when you, if anyone watching as well, if any of you guys saw the World Cups that were happening around the world in Sydney, Australia, in Poland, there was probably one game, and I think it was the South Korean team that had a Mercy once, and that's about
No,
it.
actually, the U.S. had a pharmacy.
And there you
They
go.
played a
You see,
pharmacy.
everyone did it. No. So did the other team that I'm talking about. They also had a pharmacy, and it was only just to gimmick it because they were winning so freaking amazingly.
Yeah, they did it of all maps on Lunar Horizon.
Lunar Horizon Colony, yeah, exactly.
Jake and whoever their healer was went Mercy, but normally
No
it's
one plays it
Ana
for
Lucio.
real.
It's
Yeah,
Ana
yeah.
Lucio or
Mhm.
Zen Lucio.
Zen Lucio or Ana Lucio, but there's always a Lucio, and it always worked
But
that way,
now-
and it felt like that made sense because those people could fight. And like I said before, it was when you were a Mercy, you really couldn't do much but heal and power up and res. That's about it.
And Ana was always really good for tanks or like people that needed a lot of burst healing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like Mercy can like prolong the fight. No other support in the game can reverse the flow of the fight. Say someone gets picked, you res that person, they counter pick the person that got picked. Say a Doomfist dives way in,
Mhm.
tries to get that extra damage, kills your Reaper, like he gets a quick pick. You res the Reaper. The Reaper is normally a counter to Doomfist, but he got surprised. You pop that Reaper back up, and the
Mhm.
Doomfist is dead.
Yes,
The
exactly.
Doomfist is too far in now,
Mhm.
and that's an easy game. But then their Mercy comes in and reses the Doomfist.
Yeah, and that's it. And then you
And then it's back and forth. Like you have this. If there's 2 Mercies, they can basically make it so you have 7 people on your team at
Mhm.
the start of each fight.
Yep.
Like you're gonna really have to be aware of
Oh.
your cooldown now, like
Mhm.
which Mercy has never had to do before.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very, very true. All of
But-
our cooldowns have been so short because they're very
But a
little
lot-
things that we had to use constantly.
But a lot of high-level players that are like really covering the
Mhm.
Mercy change
Mhm.
are saying Mercy's the best support in the game.
Now, yeah.
He's gonna be.
Yes.
Like no other hero can pop that other extra person up and give you essentially like an extra player.
Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to see how that's going to be on a pro level because now you can do so much with her. I mean, I feel like there's still going to be some little things that are going to be like, oh, that sucks that we can't do anymore. But I feel like the pros outweigh the cons at this moment. And we're just going to have to see how it works and what ends up becoming something we realize later down the line that sucks. And then we're going to have to rework the way that we play her. But I'm really excited to see how this is going to work. It's gonna be new. It's gonna be fresh. They haven't.
Yeah.
My thing is they've done big changes on characters before. They've never done something like this where they completely change the way that you're gonna play this character for the rest of.
I feel like
of the-
when like the
Go ahead.
my bad.
No, go ahead.
I feel like when the new Mercy comes, I'm gonna press Q thinking I can rest people, and I just
We're gonna have to get
Battle
used to it,
Mercy.
yeah, and it's not. And you're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
I think the closest that's come to actually reworking a character
Mhm.
is Reaper's vampirism.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he used to collect souls to heal,
Yeah.
now he damages and heals. I think that's the closest we've gotten to this so far.
And the Symmetra rework was like
Oh, yeah,
kind of
that's-
big.
Kind of, but not too many
But,
people
but
were
it wasn't
playing
the same
Symmetra
thing.
anyways.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
never
not the
the same.
same thing. It's not the same of literally
like they
changing
just made
abilities,
Symmetra more
changing.
viable.
Yeah. Yep.
For more
They
people.
kind of just changed giving a shield to everyone and then just taking that and just making a shield that you can throw out.
Yeah.
Reaper's was just totally changing. He no longer consumed the souls from dead enemies.
He just got
He just
them.
took health.
And
Yeah.
he
From
became more of a tank buster.
yeah.
What the fuck do I do?
I really wish they would do what they did in the cinematics and make it to where instead of the translocate that he does, I wish you could turn it to like a puff of cloud.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not the wraith. I know that's like the closest thing we've gotten, But like maybe change that out to where we could turn into like a giant smoke.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, to be honest, they
Like
probably
you could
could
turn
do
into a
something
smoke
like that.
particle that could like
Yeah.
fly freely for 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Maybe he'd actually
and-
be a ghost and he'd go through walls or something, and then
Oh,
but it
bro.
would just be a little bit shorter of a distance. Not to be honest,
Yeah.
I would be okay with that because Sombra
then-
right now literally disappears. So that's something that they're capable of doing mid game, of changing a
Yeah.
person's 3D model for a second.
Yeah, and
However, with the buff to his teleport, making it really quiet, like they did with Sombra's teleport, and, like invisibility, uncloak, and things like that, you can actually kind of sneak up on people a little bit more. Because I play a lot of Reaper when I play DPS, so it's like it's a little bit more viable now. It's not great, but it's not like there's no point in using this ability. Like you can actually use it to kind of flank or get out of bad situations.
Yeah.
If they ever did that smoke cloud to counter that, I think they should do what they did in Cinematic 2, where Winston's electricity can hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
like
mean,
Like
would
he
it-
could, be,
you
he could
think
still
they're-
be hitting that.
Yeah,
form or
that's what I was
something.
Yeah.
gonna ask. Yep. Would it be like Sombra, where she's invisible, but if she gets hit, she's revealed, kind of thing? So it's like you could still get hit, but you can still ghost your way out of whatever the scenario
I was
is.
thinking because in the cinematics there was that rivalry between Winston and Reaper. Winston's electricity would be one of the few things that can actually damage him when he's in that form. Because in Wraith form, he can't get damaged anyways, so it would be the exact same thing.
Okay, that'd be cool.
But because it would be able to make him free flying and that kind of stuff, he would be able to at least be hurt by the electricity to make it a little bit more fair.
Yeah. I would be okay with something that would buff Reaper a bit. I mean, I don't think Reaper needs a buff right now.
I don't feel like he really needs a buff at all.
I don't
No,
think
he
he
needs a
needs
buff.
one, but if
No,
he
he
got
doesn't.
one, I don't
He
think too many people would be too upset. He's not like he can carry
is-
a game,
he is-
sure,
he is-
but you have to be good at him, you know?
He is one of
Yeah.
the DPSs that are in the best place right now
You
in
think
most
so?
levels of the game.
Yeah.
Until you get up to like master, he's very, very, very like easily played and very viable in every level of the game. He's
Yeah.
pretty beefy.
I mean, who else? Well, now that we know that they could do something like an entire rework of a character, just like they did with Mercy, who else do you guys think they would rework or probably change a bit? Like, my first assumption would be Symmetra, hopefully.
Again? No.
No,
She's
no,
canceled.
not a buff, not a nerf. I'm talking an actual complete rework of Symmetra. Because,
I don't think
but,
they'll
like,
do
The
that.
first thing that popped in my head was Tracer. I literally don't know.
for real? Oh, no, so they did bring up something about Tracer, because people were really asking for her to be able to do a vertical, what's it called? When she does her...
Like more directional blink.
Yeah,
Like, you
her
can
blink. That's
not
what I'm
just
talking about. Yes. People, because a lot of people would love to utilize that in order for her to get to places that she wouldn't be able to, and she would just have to blink upstairs or whatever in order to get to those places. I personally think that would be kind of cheap.
I feel like it'd be a little too powerful, and it would change. She would be basically the same as like Genji with a gun.
Genji with a
It's
gun.
essentially with a gun.
I don't want. No, please do not give Genji a gun. It sounds like a bad idea.
I don't feel like that works because that changes how she plays. And it doesn't feel like the character that she's meant to be. I feel like Symmetra, like if you rework her, I don't like. What would you do? Like she has a kit, she has a beam. Like, you
She
can
has a
still
beam,
hit
she
her.
has a kit. So one of the things that, like, I feel like I don't feel out of the line saying that I feel that Symmetra should be reworked on is her weapon. You don't even have to reload, but you can murder 3 like offense characters. Let's just put those into the mix right now. So I actually have this recorded. Maybe I'll play it on screen right now if I could find it again. But there was a moment where me and my friend Onyx were playing, and Zarya used her ultimate, and we all got sucked into the freaking black hole of death. And then Symmetra was behind us without reloading once, and she was probably a quarter down on her clip, but without reloading once, she got all 3 of us dead and another person at half. That's completely, like, that's such a gimmick. That's so,
Well, why didn't you
it's so
shoot her?
frustrating. Well, we did, and we couldn't really get out at this time because Zarya had been
There's not much
reworked
you
by
can do,
that.
but like Doomfist and Reaper and May counter, and Pharah, like they counter Symmetra, and Symmetra does nothing. And like Symmetra is really powerful in lower levels. No offense, Caroline, but it's like you don't see Symmetras very often that are good at except on very specific maps, like Anubis, Volskaya, Lunar Colony.
Temple of Anubis with Symmetra. Oh boy. That is the saddest type of game ever.
If there's a really good Symmetra, I'm it used to be better at Winston, but I can play a half decent Winston and have no problem with a Symmetra. You can play Doomfist and she will do
That's
nothing.
my thing, because they have very similar weapons. A Symmetra against a Symmetra is always hilarious, because I feel like this, along with Junkrat as well, a Junkrat against a Junkrat and a Symmetra against a Symmetra works perfectly fine. Those are how you can really get them to stop being an asshole the entire time.
Junkrat is actually also really good against Symmetra.
Yes, which is why I love playing Junkrat right now, because there's a lot of distance and you can do so much damage from a distance that it works out fine.
And she can only push you one dimensionally.
When I'm
so
soldier,
if she can flank you, great.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. When she flanks, and let's say you're a soldier, you're a mercy, and you have no one to fly to. There's so many specific scenarios that always happen that you just get caught with the Symmetra, and that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't run. By the time you're running away, you're at 1 or you're dead.
Symmetra kind of plays in the same way as Roadhog. She's getting in a position to catch you in a bad position.
In a really bad position.
And if you don't have your flashbang as McCree, you don't have your rocket as Soldier, you don't have you missed too many shots as Reaper, you missed your charge as Doomfist.
Yep.
You don't have your dash as Genji. You missed too many shots as Zenyatta. Yep. She's charged up already because you gave your Mei and you gave her a wall to charge off of. You're going to die. It's there's a timer on how quickly you have to kill her. And if you can't, that means you're probably missing too many shots in the first place.
Yep. But those are always so scary.
You literally just have, Symmetra's walking at me. Let me E. And shift. E, shift, right click. She's
one shots are always fun. Yeah, that's why Junkrat's always a fun one, because if she was already low, if she's not, you can trap her and maybe blow a concussion mine in her face. Soldier sometimes works because you can helix her, but only if you can actually get the hit. If you can't, you're dead.
The last couple shots.
Yeah.
And it can be annoying, especially if she's if Soldier versus Symmetra is a very much skill-based matchup. It's the Soldier has to be good at hitting his shots, and she has to be good with blocking it and baiting out with her shield.
Yep.
But if you have a Mercy on you, that gives you even more leeway to kill the Symmetra. And if you're a Winston with a Mercy on you and she's by herself,
then you're good. The Winston.
Good. But
Winston
if the Symmetra has a Mercy on against the Winston's gonna lose.
I do that sometimes. I'm on my Symmetra and I'm like, you better be getting 20 kills right now. Let's go.
But however, Roadhog is also really good against Symmetra.
You think so?
And especially with the damage resistance. Because even if she's latching on, he misses a hook. He has a Mercy on him as well. He starts to heal up. She can't do enough damage even though she's fully charged. He can kind of just get in her face, left click a couple times, and then maybe, hopefully, he's not god awful, hit a hook.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, Symmetra is good if people don't take the time to counter her. But people, you'll get groups of people that are like, I don't know what to do.
They freak out. I'm running away. This is it. And then they die. And you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, and that's when Symmetra gets the 5 people just with 2 clips.
And it always helps. I mean, if people can focus, I feel like people tend to, especially higher ups, when you want to play good, people focus supports anyways. They'll shout it out, oh, Zen's at this corner, let's go get him, because then we can bring the rest of the team down, or Mercy's over here, let's kill her, we can get the rest of the team down after she's gone, kind of thing. People don't do that with Symmetra, and I feel like that's the only way to really make sure the Symmetra doesn't get freaking play of the game is by literally shouting it out and be like, oh, Symmetra's over here. Oh, you guys got to keep in mind, she is a support character that you guys should be yelling about. If you bring her down, then the rest of the team stays alive, So I feel right now the only thing that really works is if there are people working against the Symmetra, and people aren't just keeping keeping her the side eye and be like, oh yeah.
You have to shoot at the fair. If you don't shoot at the fair, you're gonna lose.
She's gonna continue to get the picks and you're gonna die. Yeah, exactly.
If she doesn't get picked, she's gonna get alt charged by shooting your tanks in the face, and then she's gonna alt and kill everyone.
Yep.
And she's gonna have her alt every 30 seconds.
Yep. That's always sad. I've had a couple comp games where it's we have the worst team comp to deal with the Symmetra, and I'm Junkrat for whatever reason, and I can't really do much, and I try to do the best that I can, but I'm not that pro level of a Junkrat to pick out a Pharah in the sky. And then that's it, the Pharah.
And then the Pharah, though, when you're actually trying to kill the Pharah and you kill the Pharah more than your team because your team just can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's so sad. But yeah, it's characters like those that, I mean, it's not like Farah is fine. Maybe she could get another type of nerf or buff, either or like a switch around of some
sort. She's in a very tricky spot because if you nerf her at all, she can't be played.
She can't be played. Yeah, she's just unplayable now. Yeah. Yep.
The thing is, if you keep her where she is, she's fine. But if you put a mercy on her,
she's not so fine anymore. Yeah.
That's why Orisa Torbjorn or Orisa Bastion is very prevalent right now, because she has a very hard time dealing with that.
Because there's just something constantly shooting at her that she has to deal with before she can get anyone else, and then someone else can go ahead and focus her for a second because she has to deal with the damn turret or the damn Bastion. Or you have a
Genji that can finish her off as soon as she tries to get away.
That's true. That's very true. Or a Sombra that hacks her mid-flight. That's always fun. That's true. That's very true. But if she has someone that's helping her out the entire time, it's very, very hard.
Symmetra and Farah, I feel, are powerful. Like if people aren't prepared to deal with them, but like they don't feel like they're in a bad spot.
Okay.
Because if
you don't feel that they're in a bad
spot, not good. If the Farah is not good, when you get to plat, the Farah is just not gonna do anything. Like,
oh crap.
I could play. Yeah. The same thing with a Symmetra. Like Symmetra is kind of like Mercy in a way. Is like she has a lower skill floor. Like most people can do the basics of Symmetra. Don't die, get some kills. You know, put your turrets up. Put your teleporter down. Yeah. Don't die. But a good Symmetra is going to be able to have a great knowledge of what your aim is trying to be in terms of crosshair. Like if I jump, where are they going to aim? And then where should I dodge after this jump? Should I half jump to the right, and midway through push back to the left? Should I crouch here? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And they have a good knowledge of what their movement is going to do to the
good feeling about where that's
like being able to approach, being able to, you know, pressure them with a shield, and then use a ball to like make them have to move left or right, and then they can kind of manipulate the corner they want to go around, or make this person have to retreat, and then they can just jump around them, get them halfway around the corner. Like that.
Okay. I mean, it'll be. Yeah, I mean, well, if you think about it, what do you guys think is gonna come for the future of Overwatch? What do you guys think that they're looking at right now? I mean, I have a feeling we're definitely gonna get another new character. What do you guys think is gonna be this new character? Do you think it's gonna help out to balance out how horrible and gimmicky Symmetra on a team is? Or...
I have the best response to what the future of Overwatch is.
Go ahead.
Cancer.
Why do you say that?
Because Overwatch right now is just cancer in general.
Why do you say that?
All the cheese comps.
Because cheese comps. I fucking hate them. Fucking Orisa and Bastion purple.
It's wonderful.
Throwing him under the bus.
I play both ends of it. I play Bastion.
Exactly.
I play Orisa.
Exactly. That's why do you think I just pointed you out?
The thing is, though, a good Tracer destroys that, because she just comes in with Pulse Bomb and you're dead, and then the team just pushes the cart and you can't get set up again.
Well, yeah, and Tracer is cancer.
No, Tracer, has not been changed since its release.
Not at all. I mean, I'm gonna make people angry here. I feel like she's the most okay character right now. There's so many people that are like, no, she needs to be nerfed in this and that. No, I feel like she's the best built character at the moment. I mean, it's hard to play her. They
were also, I think, the first character they designed was Tracer.
It was Tracer, yeah.
I think they kind of used Tracer to
work around everyone else.
She is.
Yeah, because she's the image based on of Overwatch.
Yeah, she's basically the mascot of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, she is. But I feel like
change Tracer though. Like if ever she gets to the point where she's too overpowered, too underpowered, or do you think they'll keep changing other people?
I don't think so, and I think it's only because they're listening to so many people that want to buff Tracer. Like especially what we mentioned before, the vertical blink Tracer. We cannot have a vertical blink Tracer, but there's so many people that are like, can we please have this pretty please with a cherry on top? No, I think if they nerf Tracer, Tracer's bad. If they buff Tracer, Tracer's too good.
The thing is, she was really bad when the triple tank meta was around.
Yeah,
Nobody played Tracer because she just couldn't do enough damage.
I feel like they're working around, especially new characters that we're bringing in, Orisa and things like that. They're working it around what they have built for Tracer at the moment. I feel like they might not be, but I feel like she's kind of like in their head, especially when they're developing the game. They're like, oh, let's put her against a Tracer, or let's put Orisa against a Tracer. Let's see how that works. Let's see what we need to change with Orisa and things like that, and see what happens. So I don't think they're gonna change Tracer, but if they did, what do you guys think they would change? What do you think they'd nerf something? Do you think they'd buff something?
Maybe
I
change
think
it would be a rework.
A
If they
rework?
change it, it would be a big rework.
I think they would change her ult.
The pulse bomb.
Yeah.
It's not
Like-
too bad. You have to be a
No,
good
no, no,
tracer
but
to
I'm-
get a good pulse bomb, in
No,
my
but
opinion.
like Pulse Bomb doesn't really make sense for her
Mm,
if you think about it, because all of her abilities are time based.
mhm.
So like she has her dash, which is her skipping through time.
Mhm.
Then she has her callback or recall. Why do they call it callback? Her recall, which is healing her wounds and putting her back to a previous time.
Mhm.
The pulse bomb doesn't really make sense because like, why a pulse bomb? Out of out of everything you could have done, why a bomb? That
I would have thought that they would give her something like Bayonetta status, where she's like stopping, giving someone slow motion for a second
Like-
so that she can deal with them or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly. I think they could have done what they did for the Demon Hunter in World of Warcraft, where they just rapidly dash in a square. And they could have done that where it's like Reaper's ult, where it's like in a circle and hits everything around it.
Mhm.
They could do a square where everything in that square she hits with her guns.
Guns, yeah, because her
Yeah.
guns can do a lot of damage. I hope they don't change
Yeah.
that, because I feel like that's the thing that's making her a playable character and something that a lot of competitive people use, a lot of pros use, and things like that. So I don't know. And so Purple, you said that they would rework her. What would the rework be? What would you expect the
feel
rework
like-
to be?
Because Tracer is not in a bad spot. She doesn't really need to be buffed. She doesn't really need to be nerfed. Like I kind of agree with Suto. Like it fits for Tracer. Like it works for Tracer, the pulse bomb. Like based on what you can dart in, get like this cheeky pulse bomb, dart back out, get rid of that nest of Symmetra or Bastion or Torbjorn, and like it works for what she's supposed to do as a flanker. But she doesn't, like, if they were to change her, they would change her drastically. She would be in a bad spot, and that's why they would rework her. Right? Like, she wasn't doing enough damage, she wasn't getting enough playtime, she wasn't viable in a lot of different situations. But like, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. And it would be something where they like change her, some of the way her time, her blink, or her recall works, or maybe they change her ult and give her something else that allow like her to charge up like an energy in a way or something like that, or she can change how long she can recall, or she can like have like a teleport, like a fast range teleport that can get to there, like to get to a different spot or something. But like, I don't know what they would do because I'm not as creative.
All of these ideas are actually interesting because, we have to keep in mind they reworked Mercy, so this is something completely possible.
I feel like in the future they will continue to do these big reworks, and personally I love that. Even if I don't like what they're doing specifically, it's like this changes the game.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that likes to play many different characters because I get bored. So it's like, hey, this is different now. Let me try this. This character's viable. Or, oh, wait, this character seems fun now. Or this character is not meta. Let me try it and see if I can do it. Like,
So talking about not meta characters, there's a couple that people get really, really pissed, especially in quick plays when you pick them, like, I don't know, Hanzo, Widow, and things like that.
Hanzo!
They've changed Widow a bit, and I feel like it's a little bit more acceptable to be a Widow. You just have to prove that you're good. But what other non-meta characters do you guys think that they might change a bit so that they can start being used in quick play? And how would you think they would change these characters?
Non-meta, like, the thing is, what they've done with a lot of their changes to make them like change the game to make it so it's not specifically dive comp is they've kind of gotten rid of a lot of that meta, because in different levels of the game you can play heroes like Orisa, you can play Junkrat, you can play a lot of different heroes if you can play them well enough. So like the meta doesn't fully exist in a lot of
not anymore, especially, but
like,
still people still
I
have the
love that,
idea
though.
in their mind. Yeah, exactly. Still people still think, we don't have a tank and you just pick Genji, now I hate you, and things like that. like people still think that there should be a way to play this game, but they've changed so much and they've added so many new characters that kind of break that role. And it's kind of cool to see how many new combinations of characters we can make in order to make a good team. So I'm not talking in non-meta characters, I'm just talking about disliked characters for some reason.
like Hanzo's scatter.
Yeah.
Like that seems
Do you think
like,
they'd ever nerf that? I feel like that's kind
I
of
feel
one
like
of
they
his.
would need to rework it. Or
Okay.
something. Like, I don't know, make it more like there's just a luck based of it. Just
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
really garbage. Because like you sometimes play Hanzo and they can only hit scatters. And they're bad Hanzo, but they just get
They won't get any other hits,
and all
but
of a
they'll
sudden
get the
they stop
scatters.
getting lucky.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, make it more skilled in the way that like it acts as a different type of scatter. Like, I don't know, you shoot an area and it's like an AoE damage. Like it doesn't do as much damage, but it like it's more like
It's guaranteed.
in that
shoot an
vicinity,
area.
people get hurt.
you shoot an area and it does like 100 damage.
Oh, okay.
Like, but it's a small area and you can like get out of it if you're quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a miniature Doomfist ult. Think about that.
Miniature doom pistol. Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so that limited area will get hurt with a little bit of damage instead of getting
Yeah.
that scatter. Well, keep in mind that scatter arrow isn't his ult. It is just
No,
a
Oh yeah.
little
don't
trick
feel
he
like
has in
arrow.
his bag. So.
Yeah, but like an ability like that, I feel like would be more fair because you would know what it does, and it's like it would still be viable. Like it would be do a lot of damage, but like it's another one of those insta kill things that they don't like. Like as Blizzard, that's what
So
they
many.
got
I
changed
mean, that's why.
Roadhog.
Yeah, they changed Roadhog because he could hook and kill immediately, and he always had that he knew he was gonna get at least one kill. You know. And I feel like people are feeling that way for Hanzo. You're correct.
But
You're
Hanzo
completely
already
right.
has an insta kill if he hits a headshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
This is
He's
like
still a
no-skill
sniper, and
version
people need
of
to keep
it.
that in
Insta-kill.
mind. Yeah. Hanzo's a good one. I mean, yeah, I don't think they would nerf it because I feel like too many people would be really, really pissed with Blizzard. But I like the idea of them reworking it. I mean, they did that with Widow right now. They changed her a bit so that she's a bit more mobile, so that we don't just have this camping Widowmaker who's sniping in the background and never on the point.
Well, they did that because she was like Winston and D.va and Genji and Junkrat all have high mobility to get up to her.
Yeah.
Now she has a chance to get away and stay alive.
Exactly. I feel like
But
that'll keep the
Also,
Widow at
her
least jumping
mind
around.
is kind
She's a
of
spider.
helpful.
Yeah. I don't think they would ever change that. I don't think they would. I don't know. What ability does she not have? She has an E. She has a shift.
Yeah.
Do
has
you
less
think they'd ever
quick
change? Oh my god, no, that's a good question. Do you guys think they would ever change her ult? Because it's kind of a little bit useless.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. Who do you want to see?
Go ahead,
I
Suto.
feel like they could. Not really sure what they could do. With
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like, something creative. Let me think. I don't
She's
know.
a sniper. They haven't really shown much of her in short films or
Yeah.
not films in
They,
cinematics.
in
Well,
cinematics,
they have
she's
the
in
one
in a
that's
bit.
all. She's been in actually 2 cinematics.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah.
in the Tracer, Doomfist. Doomfist is actual Doomfist fist.
She's actually been in 3 of them.
And,
Actually, she's been in
Sombras.
Sombra.
She's been in 4. She was in the original one where they introduced Overwatch
Yeah.
with Winston, Reaper,
Winston and the
Tracer, and them.
Doomfist.
She was in King's Row one where she assassinated the guy. She
Mhm.
was in the Doomfist
Oh, that's
one.
right. She was in Tracers. That was.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, that was hers.
It was
No,
more
that
about
was
Tracer.
specifically
Was that
Power.
one? Oh, yeah, no, that was
No.
because it starts off with
When I was a girl.
When I was a girl.
That was
Yeah.
hers.
So
Yeah.
she's been in 3. The original.
She has her own.
Transport,
the original
The Doomfist
Sombra's
one,
infiltration.
and then and then her own for King's
Well, she
Row.
wasn't in the Doomfist one, I don't think.
Yeah, she was. She
She
was.
was?
She was outside
Oh.
on a
No,
little
yeah, there was pictures
overlook,
of because she was helping out Reaper
Yeah.
steal him out of jail.
she was overwatching the door, and then she radioed him in.
Yeah.
And that's about it. So, like I said,
She's
she was
also been in the
barely
comics a lot.
She's barely been in things. Even her own cinematics, they didn't really show anything new except for the mine, the rope that she uses, and
I guess
Her
okay,
machine
no.
gun
There
sniper.
is something cool that she did that you can't do in game, but would be cool if you could actually do, which was when she used her shift, which hooks her onto different
to hang
places.
on
But then she
upside
actually
down?
shot on the with using the grappling hook. She like posed for a second and then was able to snipe and then went back up or something. I don't know how they
hang
make
in
that
an
work.
area.
Yeah, I don't know how they make that work. Already, don't you guys have a achievement for getting a midair shot?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get the cute spray for her.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how they make it work, but I don't think there'd be
Mm-hmm.
like. Do you
Wait.
guys think that it could be something like that, where it's like, oh, maybe her hook could like her ult could make her an actual spider, and she can climb, and she can use her grappling hook
I
to
feel like
move
that
her
would
to
be
different
less
areas.
useful than what she has,
You
because
think so?
vision is very powerful, especially for Widow. But like the only thing I can
For
see them
tracking, I
changing it
guess.
to is like a McCree style ult, but that wouldn't make sense because McCree already
Yikes.
has that ult.
Yeah.
Like she locks on to someone and she like snipes a couple people instantly or something.
Can we
Or,
please
like-
get Cree mobility?
Give him infinite rolls.
Yeah, that's it. Just give him infinite
Double
Why is
Rolls.
rolls.
rolling an ability? Like I can do that by myself.
Because it's rolling, and while you roll, you instantly.
It's so sad. No, because it's people like McCree and Soldier that have the abilities that are things that you should just be able to do anyways. And then Sombra hacks you, and it's like, oh, I can't run. Oh, I can't barrel roll. I don't know how to do this
I mean, it's
anymore.
also
You're
like
hacked,
Doofus.
McFuck.
It's kind of like Doofus. She hacked him so he can't punch. I mean, just like. What is
No, that's the worst, because when you hack a Doomfist, literally he's useless. All of
Yeah,
his
exactly.
abilities are what make him an amazing like person to play as, and it sucks to see this Doomfist just kind of shooting like pew pew pew, because that's all he can do now.
And I kind of find it stupid because like when you use your right click and it charges his fist, I mean, you don't really need to charge your fist to punch people. You can still give us the ability to punch people
Yeah.
because now we have that little fucking baby fist punch.
I
Pew,
never
pew,
understood that.
What did you
Like-
know?
I remember playing like Doomfist, and I'm thinking, oh, if I'm melee, I'm gonna use his big ass fist, and they're like, nah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you can't.
What is
But
the
that's just
purpose?
like wait, can you punch as a Winston? Who can't you punch
Yeah.
as? That it was.
Yes.
You can't punch his Reinhardt.
Oh, Reinhardt. Yeah, it's just like Reinhardt, where it's like, oh, you have this melee weapon. There should be no reason why you need to
You
melee
cannot-
as anything else. Oh, sorry. I was saying that as a Reinhardt, it's crazy that you already have this melee weapon, so there's no reason why they would give you the ability to melee
But
again.
Just imagine
I
give him
think-
like a little like
Well-
the shaft of his hammer and just
Yeah, poop.
Yeah, you could just use the shaft, like the end of his hammer, and just like beat him. And
just a little poke for 30 damage.
I don't know why they
Yeah.
didn't just put that in, because he already has unlimited hammer. There's no like what? They should just put a little dink in. Maybe you could do like a little bit more damage or something.
Yeah. Last thing though,
Go ahead.
Doofus
Is-
got baby fist.
what about the other elephant in the room for changes, D.va?
D.va, that's
Gotta
right.
shoot rockets at
Forgot
you.
about her.
Now she has an even bigger pew pew.
The
Well,
thing is
okay.
though,
Go ahead.
Are they getting rid of her defense matrix for the rockets, or does she get the defense?
no, she can do
She's
them
still
whenever.
defense. Yeah, no. So
Oh
her
my God.
rockets, you
The
just
thing
press
is-
E, and then you can shield and shoot at the same time, if
But
anything,
her
either
defense
or.
matrix got greatly lowered.
Yeah, you can only use it for like a
It's a
second.
10-second cooldown.
Really squishy.
Say that again, Lucy.
It's a 2-second matrix with a 10-second cooldown.
Yep.
That's not
It's-
correct.
Did
Oh,
they
last
change
time
it
I-
again?
Last time I did it, it was
It's
like
a
that.
4. It's like a 3-second cooldown with it.
Either
2
way,
seconds.
that sucks
Oh,
because
last time I played it,
Actually,
it was 10.
no, it was 2 seconds, 4 seconds. 2
Mhm.
seconds up, 4 seconds down. Now it's 3 seconds up, 4 seconds down. Because that was too much of a nerf and she would just die.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
But
I
however,
played
she
that
can
D.Va.
walk in and instant kill a mercy pretty much.
Yikes. I mean, well, it works. There's now a pro to it, I guess. But the biggest con was that to play a D.Va, I mean, if you were an aggressive D.Va, you were fine. But to play a really good D.Va, you were utilizing your shield to help out your other members behind you. You were doing so many other different things that you really needed your shield for. If you wanted to leave an area, if you were in jeopardy of losing your mech, you would use that. And now you really can't do that anymore. And I mean, I play D.Va, and she's probably my main for a tank, but I don't play her that often. I would like what's your opinion, Purple, especially for someone who plays D.Va more?
Like if I play Orisa and D.Va, if I'm gonna play tank mainly,
Mm-hmm.
and right now, D.Va is so goddamn easy and she's so goddamn boring. Because
Aw.
I need to protect my team in the front
Here's
line.
the
Let me
Matrix
right
up.
click.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's a Reaper trying to kill my Mercy. Right click.
Yeah.
Oh look, I need to block this entire alt. Let me right click.
yeah.
And even if I don't have my full matrix, half of it usually will be enough to stop Soldier from getting any kills
Yep.
or Reaper.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's like?
So
It's
now
just
that you have
so
less of a
easy mode.
matrix, what do you like now?
You're gonna
Now
really
it's
have to
a harder.
focus on-
It's a hard D.Va. They've
You're gonna
pumped
really have to
up the
focus on
challenge.
timing, and you're
Mhm.
gonna really have to focusing on getting those spike damage kills because
Okay.
you can go in flying at someone with your, while you're flying, left click, melee. That's like about 100 damage. You shoot your rockets as well. That's like another 100 damage. 200 health, hero is dead in a matter of 3 seconds. But the thing is, if you do that, you're probably not getting out alive. So like right now, from what people have said, she's bad. She's a bad. She almost.
I've been hearing that a lot, which is why I wanted to hear it from you. I mean,
like she seems more fun though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say right now.
Much
She
more
sounds more like it's gonna be exciting because you guys have so much more strategy to play along with now. But it's gonna be a bit of a challenge.
She's also really good at dealing with Farah.
yeah. Now she does.
You
Now
just
she
fly
is.
up and shoot at her and then rocket her, and she's like, "Wow, what the fuck?
So
Get out of my face."
I've been thinking about this for a while because if they really wanted to give her something that would make people a little bit more happier and make her a little more useful, do you think they'd give her another ability as Baby D.va? As D.va out of her mech? I've been really, like, in my head, I've been playing around with the idea, but I would actually like to see something like that, where she's still, because even, okay, so this was the biggest thing in the World Cup when I was watching it. A lot of the baby divas, they would get out of their mech, and if all of their team had died, they would just kill themselves, or they would just rush in. Okay, so I think it was called, something bunny something, I don't remember. I'll put the name up on the screen if I can search it up again. But it was a tactic that the enemy team would just not kill the baby diva because she's so useless, and they would stall the other team because now the other team has to regroup waiting for this baby diva to load back up into spawn, and so she would just be there because she cannot do anything. She's just gonna die. That's it. And it was so sad to watch the enemy team just yes
like bully
the baby diva, and then that's it. Once she's out of the mech, that's it. You just watch her because she wants you to kill her so that she can go and respawn with the rest of her team, and you just don't do it. And it was so sad to watch this happen.
However, in like mid-level to low-level play, Baby D.va, this is like a joke, Baby D.va is my main because she actually can do a lot of damage. Like
if you're good with your aim.
One time I was playing in a comp game the other day, and I killed 3 people. They were all at half health, but I killed
Baby D.va?
Reaper, Mercy, and a Genji, and then I died to the D.va, and I was trying to protect the point. D.va was the last person. They were all kind of low from like the other teammate that was, I think it was a Genji and a Reaper that had just died right before me as I got popped out of suit. But they were all like really low, so I popped those 3 people down, but just hit some body shot, hit some lucky headshots. So like, she can still do some work. So it's like, yeah, like if you're gonna play D.va, you have to play with that risk. If people know what they're doing, like you can get really staggered. But like,
so as someone,
it was like worth it because she was so powerful before.
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like
she can't really. Now because now you're more vulnerable to be thrown out of your mech. So as a person who plays,
buff her alt charge a little bit.
Okay. What do you think they would buff?
How quickly her mech comes back.
Oh, okay. Because she can, you can easily pick her off when she ults. That's true.
Yeah, like if it's a guaranteed, like if she gets a kill, maybe she instantly gets her mech back. Like, but she has to do like, I don't know, like 75% damage at least. Or it just comes back like 35% faster.
Yeah, I think for the mech, it was more of once the old mech is actually the 3D model of it is gone, then you can reboot and make your mech come back again. I think that was their mindset because that's what it seems like. Once you blow up, and then the mech disappears is when you can finally go back into your mech again. That would be a little tricky because they've already done so many things with her ult because it was already really like when the game launched, it was pretty it was pretty fucking crazy when the game first launched, and there were so many things that you could do against
she could blow herself up.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Anytime anyone uses their ult and kills themselves is pretty freaking hilarious.
It's like the play of the games where she would be emoting on the point where her ult's going off. She'd get 4 kills and blow herself up.
And blow herself up, yeah. So, like, back to what I said, do you think they would give her something as Baby D.va so that she's at least a little more useful?
I personally don't think so.
Would you want something like that? Especially for someone who plays D.va a lot. Would you want something like that or no?
I don't know, maybe like some kind of like escape option or something like that to like, I need to get out.
You're
or, like,
unarmored. Yeah, you're
get
completely vulnerable.
Team. Like,
okay.
I don't know, like, you know how there's like backing in MOBAs? Like maybe she has something like that to get back to her spawn after she gets out of her suit and like not give the enemy alt charge jumping off the map.
Or give her Heelys so that way she can skate back to
Heelys. Baby D.Va on a pair of
Just
Heelys.
give her Lucio.
No, but you brought up a good point though, because everyone else who does have, so like Tracer, who only has 150, she has an ability and she has different tactics in order for her to get out of a bad situation because she does not have that much health. So as a baby D.Va, you're just a Tracer with no abilities. So
maybe rocket boots.
Maybe something that would give her mobility. That makes sense. Exactly.
Yeah, just like a jump out of the way or something like that.
Because her mech has that.
Her mech has
because
what?
her mech has the jump pack, which allows you to fly for like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Give her one.
So give her boots like Cher
recharges-
from Portal. Like the weird little ankle things where she can kind of gravity style and get back her way out of it.
Ones that combine her mech's thrust with Farah's fuel.
Okay.
Yeah, or just like
mini.
even just like a jump, like a Winston/Genji, like she kind of just rockets away.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have a problem with
something
that.
that just gives her a safety. Okay.
Also, she launches herself out of the mech with no help. She should be fast and strong enough to be getting away, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause
Or
she
like
has
give
no
her more of the
assist.
ability to control where she goes out of the mech.
Oh, that'd be great. I've fallen off of
that'd be
maps
nice.
before.
Same.
You can kind of like manipulate
maybe a little
which
bit.
way you go a little bit based on your direction or like where
but
you're
you're
looking
still
and which way you're
launching yourself
holding.
out of it. Yep. That's always been the most annoying part. Is that even if it's you're next to a ledge or something, there's always that moment where it's like, where am I landing? Where am I landing? Crap, there's a McCree. Crap, I'm stunned. Oh, now I'm dead, even though I just.
Or a
ulted.
good widow is gonna snipe you out of your suit.
Yep.
Like,
and
as
she's
you come
far
out,
away,
like
so
a
she doesn't
really
even
good
care
widow.
about the bomb.
Yeah.
And that's just an easy pick of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like something like that would probably be good, and I feel like the game is gonna feel more balanced because no hero at a higher level is gonna feel like as much of a must pick, except for Mercy.
Now, you think because of her rework, she's gonna be a must
I feel like
pick?
she's gonna be a must pick,
Okay.
like for a higher level of the game. You
I'm so
need
excited
Mercy.
to see how this is gonna work out. I hope so. I really do hope so. I feel like now it'll be hard because there's gonna be so many people that are gonna want to pick Mercy, but I'm gonna be an asshole right now. I tend to find a lot of people who insta-lock, on PTR when I was playing, a lot of people who had insta-lock Mercy kind of sucked, and they were just kind of trying her out. And it's like, I hope that's not gonna happen when it launches, but it's most likely gonna happen when it launches.
It'll happen for like 2 months.
Yeah. And then I'll have to deal with it for a while so that I can finally, be the Mercy that people are like, oh wow, you're actually not that bad. I've been picked with a lot of insta-locked bad Mercies, so.
Yeah. Like
So that'll
everybody
be
wanted to
exciting
give
to
it a
see.
try. Because it seemed different. It seemed like even people that didn't like Mercy
If
wanted
we're
to give
trying
a
it
try.
out, yeah.
It's like, this could be fun. She can do stuff now. She doesn't have to play passive.
Exactly. Okay, so my last question and the last topic we're going to talk about is new characters. We've seen so many comics that have come out so far. We might be getting a Zarya comic sometime soon. So out of the people we've been introduced to, we've gotten Chateau Gilliards, we see more onto Widow. We've seen the Doomfist comic where we learned about Maximilian, so maybe he could be a new character. But what do you guys think is gonna be the next character? What category do you guys think he's gonna be in, or she, or they, or whatever? What do you guys think it's gonna be? Maybe it could be an Omnic, maybe it's gonna be another human. What do you guys are expecting? I know 2 big ones that are out right now.
I know a third one.
You know a third one? I know Maximilian. Oh, and Hammond. Oh, okay, so there are 3.
Yeah.
I've heard Maximilian, which is the card dealer from the Doomfist comic, because he actually got some development and we got to see a bit of conversation that was happening. There was talk about Hammond, and we don't know who he could be, but I feel everyone's still expecting a support character to come out soon, so hopefully that could be the next one, because if they give us another offense, I'm going to cry myself to sleep every night. Yeah, we really need a new healer.
I really want to see an infiltrator, like a spy from TF2.
Well, they're saying Hammond was the only other kind of suspected support hero, as he would be, but he would be more of a builder that created.
Yes, that's what I heard a lot. A builder. Yeah. I heard a lot that Bob the Builder, because we have 2 builders right now, which is Torb and Symmetra. Is there anyone else who builds?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
So I feel like if they did want to make another support character, I feel like they would make that support character a builder, because we only have 2 builders. I don't think that would be the next person, though. I mean, Hammond sounds like a great idea, but they've already strayed so far, and now we've got talk about Junker Queen, which we don't know anything about, but we have pictures and we have different things.
I don't know, she's like a big axe thing, though.
Yeah. I really, if she comes next, though, I'm gonna be upset because it looks like she's just gonna be another offense character, or maybe even a tank. And I don't want another tank or offense. I need a support.
She looks almost like a Doofus style character.
Yeah, she does.
She's like a beefy attack hero.
Yeah, that's exactly what she looks like.
What they could do is with the build mechanic and support, they could turn that into a healer. Like where they build something that heals. Like
maybe,
say radius.
So I read this as well. Maybe if they do make a character like Hammond or any other character, maybe it could be a Maximilian who would be a Talon healer of some sort. But what if he or any of the characters that could come in builds an area that you could go back to and heal? So like, you know, you could pop into your spawn and instantly heal back again. What if they can build an area on the point that you guys are protecting, or next to an area that you're trying to attack, that they could just go back to and heal and come back to, if anything? Because I feel, especially as a person who heals a lot in the game, you do find this, that people will rush in. If they find the time to finally pull back, they do, and then they don't know what to do but wait for you to get to them to heal them. So what if what if you can be like, oh, come to this area, or like you know how Symmetra has a teleporter and her shield matrix, you can build something just like that and have it in an area that hopefully is hidden enough that you could go back to and heal to.
Yeah, and you can also do like a what do you call it? Kind of like a Lucio Symmetra thing, where, like I said, they can make kind of like what they do in World of Warcraft, where shamans have healing totems, where it heals a radius.
Like an area, then, yeah, just an area.
Yeah, and it combines 3 different characters' abilities. It combines Symmetra's, what do you call
Putting down anything.
Shield generator.
Okay.
And have it permanent until, you know, someone destroys it, or until...
Yeah, so you heal enough, then it gets destroyed and you have to build up your ult again, yeah. So once it maxes out the amount of heal that it can produce, that's it, it's gone.
Yeah. It's kind of like a stationary healing device where it's just a permanent Lucio in one spot, or a permanent
like a bigger soldier.
Like a bigger soldier. Yeah, like a bigger soldier spot, and maybe it would last long because it is an ult, but it would run out after you've healed enough people, kind of.
Yeah, so it would be like soldiers where it's a big radius. It would be Symmetra's where it stays put for a certain amount of time. But then it's Lucio's where it doesn't heal for very much.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
That way it's not too
it balances out of it.
Not too underpowered.
Yeah. I mean, I've read a bit of that online, adding in a bit of my own, like, oh my god, that would be beautiful kind of moments. But what else would you guys expect for some type of support or healer? We have so many good, like, different styles of healing so far. What else would you guys think?
I want to see a tank-like hero that heals.
A tank? No.
Like something that he does like shitty damage, right? Like really bad damage, but he's just like Roadhog level
healing, where it just
throws like healing bombs at his team.
Well, we have Anna. Okay, Anna heals enough with her bombs.
I know, Anna heals enough, but like the fact that he's like also a support in the terms that he's just like blocks damage. So he's like a tank healer, because they always have these hybrids, right? They have like Symmetra, who's like a DPS support. They have Sombra Symmetra. They have
Tank Lucio.
Roadhog is kind of
Tank Lucio.
they kind of have, and then they have a sniper healer, which wasn't really done before in games as much.
Yeah, and it was a nice touch. It's something new, and a lot of people like Anna.
They have May, who's like a tank DPS as well. So it's like, I'd like to see that final hybrid.
The hybrid. See how it works. I don't know. That would be interesting. That'd be really, really nice. Yeah. And I mean, talking about the new characters, we're probably not going to get Junker Queen anytime soon.
No.
So, as a new support, and all of these speculations of all these new characters coming out, who do you guys think will be the support? Do you guys think we'll really get a Talon healer? Do you guys think we'll get Hammond, who will help out, who will be another gorilla of some sort?
They haven't really teased anybody. They haven't really teased anybody.
I mean,
like they have others.
Well, not tease, but we do have to keep in mind they do hide a lot of things in different things. We've a lot of moments we've had to look into ways they say things, especially when Horizon New Year calling was coming out.
That like there was gonna 26 is won't be coming out as soon as you think.
Okay.
So, but like, would that mean? Does that mean he's not coming out at BlizzCon or whatever?
I want to be Symmetra's turret.
You want it? That's the character you want, Symmetra's turret.
I just be like a little turret and you run around.
Oh, okay, no, that's a good one. I saw that on Tumblr. They're thinking that Hammond's building things would be things that would walk around and would be like little bots that would go in and fight a little bit. Yeah, and then you'd have to pick them off like Symmetra's turrets, but they'd move around and they just start hitting whoever they find in whatever corner
seems like
of the
a lot
map.
of work to code.
That seems like it'd be a pain in the neck to fight too.
Yeah, because you're like, where is it coming from? All these little tiny robots. I don't know. It could really go in any way right now because we have so many different and very broad when it comes to the gap that they are characters. So many different people, so many different characters. So you never know. I'm excited to see what's coming up next. It all seems really fun. It all seems really, really exciting, and it now that they've done so much with this new, with what they've told us so far that's gonna come in this new update, I'm so excited to hear what can come in the future. Now that we know that they can really go out of the box and change different things, it's gonna be fun to hear how this goes.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. This was really good.
It was fun.
I can't wait.
I had to leave to get pizza. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, like earlier, I left to Domino's.
Oh, okay. Like this is gonna be fun. I can't wait to hear what you guys feel on Tuesday because right now, like on Blizzard on Battle.net, it actually told me that they're putting in some updates in preparation for Tuesday.
Patch download.
So that's exciting. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about once we finally get to have be able to tangibly feel how it is gonna be. I'm excited and I can't wait to hear what you guys feel about it and how you guys work around it and what you guys end up changing. And for the next podcast, we're definitely going to talk about how our opinions change, and everyone watching and listening, definitely comment below if you want us to talk about a new topic, or if we didn't bring up something that you'd love to hear us talk about, definitely comment that below because we want to read it. We want you guys to engage along with us. We want new topics and more interesting things that we can bring up, and we're definitely going to have a comment people in the comment section that we can respond to for the next podcast. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, please.